you're just not feeling yourself that day?
Yeah, my hair is very dirty, and
It doesn't look dirty.
oh, it's so dirty. Well, I ran Monday, and I had it in a ponytail and a hat on it, and so it's hard to come back from.
Sure.
So I started to wash it this morning, and I just didn't. And so I probably won't wash it till Saturday. But yeah, it's very dirty, but it's okay.
It looks fine.
Thank you. I don't think it made it here before me today. I don't think we're at that level, but we'll be all right.
I have been using rollers.
You have?
Yeah.
I can see a lot of volume here. I can see it.
It's just the volume for me.
Yeah.
My hair is not, and it's very. When you were telling me it has Bible teacher, women's Bible teacher.
It's giving Bible teacher.
I can see it because Beth Moore has really good hair.
Oh yeah.
And I mean,
volume.
Yeah. It doesn't curl like yours. Maybe it needs some more length.
Yeah, and mine didn't curl well today because it's so dirty, but okay. I'm growing mine out, and I'm going to stop coloring it.
You said that.
I'm going to.
Yeah.
Brooke is my inspiration. Her hair's so beautiful.
beautiful.
She's so perfect.
We're such good fans of hers.
I watch her on Sundays when we're having choir practice, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to be like her when I grow up.
Do you know that ankle socks are completely, like, people will make fun of you. Young people will make fun of you if you wear ankle socks now. Did you know that?
No, I only own ankle socks.
That's the problem. Yeah.
Well, if I run outside with regular socks, I'll have a tan line.
Doesn't matter. That is not a concern to this generation.
Tan lines are not a concern. Honey, it was in the early 2000s.
Well, they are out. We got new running shoes, and that guy told me because he tried to sell me some crew socks, and I was like, "You're out of your mind.
We're not wearing crew socks.
It's going up or down. We're up to the knee or we're down.
Hey, I've seen some people wear like some compression.
I have compression socks.
They wear when they run.
Yeah, and if I run long distance, I like to wear them. And people have strong feelings about.
Yeah. I've noticed that people have strong feelings about lots of things. When it comes to running, I've noticed people give you a hard time if you run less than 10 miles with the vest on. I don't get it. For me, where am I going to put all my stuff?
Yeah.
Where am I putting my stuff?
Well, and here's what I don't quite understand. Because I'm not asking you to wear a vest.
Why are you concerned about
Why do you care if I wear a vest?
Yes. Is it hurting you in some way?
Especially internet friends that I've never seen your face in real life.
I mean, I don't think anybody's ever going to roll down the window and stop next to me on Motors Road and say, "Ma'am, how many miles have you ran?" Because if you're not going at least 10, take your vest off. Yeah. It's not going to happen. And if it did, I would just keep running. Like, I don't
even hear you actually.
No. I've got my earbuds. My earbuds. Headphones. I don't know what to call them. I don't have those little pod thingies there, but I don't like those. Yeah. I think they don't stay in well. I have a small ear hole.
Oh, how petite are you?
TMI. But I have to have the one that hangs, goes I have a holster for my ear.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Have you seen totally switching gears, still running, all the women being assaulted during their runs? And your husband is a police officer. I feel like he could have us a running holster ready.
He told me I can't run with my weapon. He said it would not be safe to run because I don't have a good holster thing for it. I'm not afraid, though.
That's part of the problem.
Should I be?
A little bit.
Really?
Maybe not afraid, just aware.
Yeah.
And I know that everyone doubts me when I say this approach to them about protecting yourself.
Sir? Who are you looking at? Boo. We used to say that. We were younger.
Would you ever attack someone though? If you were like, I'm going to attack her, and she stops and turns around and goes,
You know, David did that in the Bible. He acted nuts, remember? Because he thought they'd kill him.
and they did it.
They thought he was nuts because he drooled on himself. And, you know.
There are girls who do that walking home from the bars to appear crippled so that people don't want to mess with them. I'm like, wow.
You're really sunken. Is sunken a word? Sunk?
Sure.
To a new low if you're stumbling, if you have to pretend to be nuts to get home safely in the middle of the night. Yeah. First of all, you shouldn't have been there. I have to say the mama thing.
Yeah, of course.
You should have been home.
You wouldn't have to worry about it.
Ain't nothing open past midnight but the ER and a pair of legs. That's all. So you tell your boys, go home. There's nothing open.
I've never heard that in my whole life.
I like to spread my knowledge. Tell your boys.
I will not be telling him that. That is amazing.
Yeah.
There are running holsters that I haven't tried, but I carry mace, and there's some other things that are designed for runners that I haven't purchased. But
I've seen the weapons.
The ring that's a dagger, but it's covered. And you have to be very close, and I'm trying to avoid that part of it.
But see, I've only ran like in our subdivision and then at Point Mallard, but I would never go by myself to a trail ever. I would never go even if it was middle of the day, I wouldn't, because there's too many places you can't be seen. Mm-hmm. But in my subdivision, I don't feel like I should be afraid.
Yeah, no, I get that. I usually will run alone in downtown areas or neighborhoods or something. I love trails, but I don't for that reason if I'm by myself. So.
That's a shame that we have to be worried.
And I only wear one earbud. I don't have it loud, so I can always hear.
You are, not me. Girl, I had it going.
Well, you better get your eye tactic down because you're asking for it. You gotta leave one ear open, man.
I'm gonna have to get it together.
Yeah. I'll just send you some more TikToks about
dragged away by some lunatic. I just don't feel. I know this has nothing to do with the Bible, but I just don't find myself easy to kidnap.
Well, that's a very good strategy and a good point, because they say, I guess I've always had jobs where we had defense training, like at the bank, and then for I taught special education for a while. Not that was, but anyway, and then mental health center, and then also realtor. So the thing is, don't ever go to a secondary location. So if they're trying to kidnap you in the street, like, it's only getting worse from there. So you're going to have to kill me in the street.
Yep.
Because I'm not leaving this place.
And I loved what you said the other day, and I had to play it for Mac because it was so funny when you said to lay down flat on the ground and get under a car and like hold on to the undercarriage, and you said something else after it, like, it's hard to be kidnapped when you're attached to the undercarriage of a car.
It's a concern of mine. I'm telling you,
literally,
since I was a child, it's been on my mind.
You fear being abducted.
Yeah, I'm ready for it though. I have been preparing for it.
Is it bad that I kind of wish you would? Because I promise I'm fighting.
Oh, for sure.
I promise.
Yeah.
I'm 145 pounds of, I'm coming for you.
Yeah.
You better get in the gym.
Yeah.
If you're coming for me.
Sure.
Because 5'1", 145 is coming at you.
Yeah. Well, I've often, I see, because it's on my algorithm, all the self-defense moves, and I'm like, okay, now
boys. It's going to be on mine, and we're talking about it next to my phone.
So I asked the boys, because I have 6 boy children, and they're all huge, all bigger than me.
They are.
And I'm like, okay, we're going to try this move. And so we work it out. And sometimes they work, and sometimes they don't.
So you, try to get them to take you down, and you get free?
Yes.
Do you get free?
Sometimes. Not all the time. Sometimes the moves have to be choreographed, and I don't feel like that's going to be.
And I feel like they're probably going to be careful.
Oh, for sure.
Because they don't want to hurt you.
Yeah, their intent is not to try to hurt me.
Not going to be as accurate as if you were actually being abducted by somebody that didn't live in your home.
Sure. But it's practice.
It is good practice. I just don't want to have to get that close to someone so that we have to like touch one another.
Sure.
And we're going to wrestle it out.
Yeah, it is a little gross.
But I think, and again, I don't know why we're on this subject, but I just think that a lot of women just are caught off guard.
Yeah.
And whoever thinks you're going to get abducted?
I do.
But there was a lady, I think she was in Memphis a few years ago that was running.
A runner.
And was taken, and she was killed. I know. I don't know what happened in the meantime, but I've also heard about real estate agents.
Yeah.
You better be so careful.
I am always packing a gun.
Yeah.
And I'm ready. I mean, I just don't want to, but
no,
I will if I have to.
But I'm prepared if I need to.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ever want to.
Yeah.
But I'm also not going to just be a victim if I can help it.
Yeah. Well, the other day I was running alone during the day at Point Mallard, but I stayed on the road. I didn't go on the trail. And I passed several men. And one of the videos I watched was our natural instinct is to smile and be kind and make sure I don't want them to hear how hard it is for me to breathe.
Yeah.
So I'm working on that. Also, I want them to know I'm very friendly because I'm a female and that's just how I'm made.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And she was saying, don't do that. Do not do that. And I thought in that moment, could I make wild eyes at this person? And the answer was no, I couldn't do it. Because here's what's going to happen. These 3 men are all going to go back and say, there is a crazy lady on this train.
If you're here to take someone, skip her.
Did she get out of the mental hospital? Like, I don't know why.
Maybe she's here looking for someone to kill.
I'm scaring them.
You don't know. But do you know what I think? Like, when I go places, I try to, like the grocery store, wherever, I try to be sweet and nice because I want to shine Jesus's light.
Mm-hmm.
So where is that line where I'm not shining any light because I don't want to be abducted?
Yeah.
I don't know what the line is. That's I don't know.
One thing I heard that I thought, man, I didn't even realize that was happening, but how we tend to, or at least when we were growing up, you hugged everybody, and you never as a child said, I don't want to hug them, or this isn't, if it didn't feel right, because a lot of kids are squirmy, they don't want to. These new parents are not making their children do anything that they don't want to do, and I love that.
I don't make Savannah hug.
Because what is that teaching that I always, even when I'm uncomfortable, and I've gotten better, but so if I'm uncomfortable, used to, I thought I had to justify, like, is it really, or am I just being, whatever. No, if I'm uncomfortable, I'm uncomfortable, and it doesn't matter if it's.
And I think that God has given us those intuitions, especially women. I think and maybe it's part of our defense mechanism against men who would,
or even
choose us
whomever.
As yeah. But I mean, I am very good at discerning someone.
Me too.
Almost sometimes gets in my way because if I meet someone and I spend 2 minutes with you, I know your vibe. I know if we're going to click. I almost even feel like I know what kind of person you are. And sometimes I'm wrong. Rarely am I wrong. But I don't want to judge people too quickly. But I don't want to, like, there's been times where Mac will be talking about, I met so-and-so, him and his wife are going to come over and have dinner. And I'm like, do we want, like, I feel like maybe we don't bring that into our home. And, of course, that goes all against our book we read about the gospel and the house key. But I'm just careful with people. I've gotten a lot better, but I'm very careful with people. Because I feel like, I can read you like a book.
Mm-hmm. Well, I do love that you don't make Savannah hug.
I don't. I do say, tell everybody bye-bye. Let's acknowledge.
Yeah.
Like, we had a big crowd of people come to her last softball game, grandparents and Michael and Shannon and Megan. And so I did say, tell everybody thank you for coming. We're going to acknowledge that people have given up their evening to come watch you lose horribly. Horribly. But we're going to acknowledge that people have come to see you play, but we do not ever. And my parents didn't. We were never told to hug. Go hug that person or never. But it's dangerous.
Yeah.
Did you do that with your boys? Did you? And boys are different,
I think boys are just different. Yeah. It's usually a high five. It wasn't, the sitting on the lap. That wasn't really a.
But I didn't come from a very. I didn't come from an overly affectionate family, and neither did Mac.
And maybe that's part of it.
And that might be it. Yeah, my mom and dad. I mean, obviously they loved me, and I knew they loved me, but we weren't all kissing and hugging all over each other all the time. And we don't really do that with Savannah. Now, I would eat her if she'd let me. I would gobble her up. But we're not just like, I've seen people that like kiss their grandma on the mouth, and that's nasty. We're not kissing people on the mouth.
I feel like that's an intimate move, but to each their own. I mean, it's totally fine. We have these books that we made for our Grow conference that we had just a few months ago.
Last month.
A month.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah.
Feels like an eternity.
Well, almost 2 months. But
almost 2. And I don't have the one method, but anyway, we are going to be selling these.
Good.
And so, for like $5.
Yeah.
Just to raise money for our women's outreach ministry or our women's.
Yeah, so the funds would just go right back to the women's ministry. Yeah. Yeah. That's a good idea.
Because we spent some money on the conference. So, and we want to do it again.
Yeah.
And so it was really cool.
Yeah.
It's really cool. We have had situations in this house where I was in the half bath room, and in the morning I was pottying, and I leaned over, and it's been years ago. It's on my TikTok, but it's a long time ago. And there's a takeout container under the piece of furniture with a fork in it. And I was like, why are we
eating in the bathroom?
Right. Why are we hiding it underneath
the bathroom?
And they weren't his. And so anyway, so that was years later before we figured out who it was. We had our guesses down to 2.
Okay. Did you ask them? And nobody
100%.
Nobody wanted
no. Mm-mm. We thought for sure we knew the answer because Nathan is the baby. He's 13. Precious child. Nate the Great is what we call him. And we had said, if you will own up to that, we will bring you out to steak dinner. He's an eater, loves it. He's like his mama. And he would not fess up to it. He's like, I love the steak dinner, but it wasn't me, which was enough of proof for me.
Yeah, and all you needed.
Yeah, it ended up being true. It was Nolan. Okay, Nolan did it. He fessed up to it.
And good for him, because he could have just lied for the steak dinner.
Sure.
But he was sticking to his principles.
Yeah. He has some principles.
I like it.
Yeah. So we've had a series of events where I've been going in the pantry and things have been left open, which based on the responses I'm getting, is a very common thing for children in pantries.
Mm-hmm. And for grown men in pantries.
Right. Mm-hmm. You said you had some stories.
Yeah, and Barbara was saying that, like, her husband takes the bread and he can, like, open it and take, like, one piece out, and he, like, spins it around. Just sticks it in there. Mac is unable. He's good at a lot of things. Love my husband, but he is not capable of putting a twist tie back on the bread bag. And I think I told you I found my salt shaker in the half bath. Searched all over the house for my salt shaker one day because he's bad about this. We lose things we have searched, I don't know how many times, for his wedding band, for his wallet, for his keys, for his pistol, which has been left at his parents' house. I don't know how many times. Sunglasses, you name it, he loses it. So I found the salt shaker in the bathroom, searched my whole house, and that was just the last place. I just thought, I'll check.
Sure.
Why not? Mm-hmm. And there it was. I'll never forget it. And he has left ice cream in the refrigerator. He's left peanut butter in the freezer. There's always, you just never know. I have found like my Windex in the refrigerator. You know,
he's a cleaner.
He is a cleaner.
Love that.
Love that about him. It's a trade-off.
Yeah.
I like the cleaning part.
Yeah.
He does a great job cleaning, but he's very forgetful.
Sure. Well,
and it's very simple. It's a very, very easy fix. If he would think about what he's doing while he's doing it, he wouldn't do that. But he's thinking about something else while he's taking his ring off and putting his wallet down, so he doesn't remember where he put them. Yeah. And that's why God gave me to him.
Sure.
I mean, that's what I'm for. I'm the keeper of everything. Sure. I'm the pack mule. That's what Savannah calls me. She says, you're the pack mule.
Yeah.
You keep everything.
And you're not wrong. You're the keeper of all the things.
And I like it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that role. But it's hysterical. And I never thought about like videoing it until I saw your thing. Now I'm like, oh, I'm videoing this from now on. It's going to be out there.
So I walked in Saturday. So we were praying at church, and I was just fresh awake. Hadn't had any coffee or anything. Had only brushed my teeth. And it's that moment where I'm like, I am going to burn this place down one day. Because I have 3 loaves of bread sitting there. 2 are wide open. Yeah. Couldn't have been more open if I'd have tried. I didn't even notice it, but the peanut butter top wasn't even on it.
Oh, I noticed it.
I have picked up pickle jars in the fridge, and the top in this fall down.
Yeah.
And you talk about rage.
I know.
Not proud of it. So then yesterday I was looking for the food grater, the cheese grater, and that was the items being in random places were a total side note. But I was finally, I'm like, where? It's never where it's supposed to be. No. It's like they go, I know it goes in this cabinet, but what's the opposite of that?
Yeah.
That's where it's going today. And it even took more of an effort, which is what I can't figure out. It's like they're messing with me. But anyway, I look in the pantry because I'm like, why not?
Yeah.
And I see this open jar of relish on the top shelf. And so then I bring Nate in there.
Precious thing.
Sweet child. Sweet child.
So gentle.
And I had found the mayonnaise in the pantry open, and I was like, that's weird.
Why did he make the tuna? Was it tuna?
Uh-huh.
Did he make it in the pantry?
That was what I couldn't get past.
Why did he bring the ingredients out to the counter? I made tuna salad this morning, right before I came here. And I made it on my countertop.
Right. We have a large kitchen.
Yeah, lots
plenty of counter space.
Where's your can opener?
It was a pouch.
Where's the bowl he mixed it up in?
In the pouch.
He mixed it in
the pouch. And that's why I was like, but you follow me.
Now it makes a little more sense. But
you have the pack. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
That's the one you're getting. But the mayonnaise and the pickles came from the
So it would have been easier to take the bread, even if you left it open, take it out of the bag with your tuna pouch and go out into the kitchen and mix it up.
I don't even know if bread was involved in this.
I'm so lost.
We got the mayonnaise and the pickles, brought them to the pantry. That's why I was like, you made the tuna in the pantry. It was just like an abomination to me. The tuna in the pantry is what I can't.
Did it bother anyone besides you in the whole house that this went on?
I haven't even told Ashley. Because at this point, and the thing is, everybody says you're going to miss things. I do believe that some things I will miss. You can't tell me to write them down right now because, I will miss them being here. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
But all the things that happen because they're here, I will not miss. No, I won't miss those.
It's true.
Matter of fact, something happened the other day, and I don't want to sound ungrateful because I am so thankful that my children are healthy and they cause problems.
Absolutely.
But they could work with me a little bit because it's hard to keep this place not looking like a hurricane came through.
Sure.
And smelling, just normal. I'm not looking for anything great, just not bad.
Yeah.
You know?
Just some level of cleanliness.
The dog's a boy.
Yeah.
It's just me.
Yeah.
It's only me. It's just me here.
You feel like you're drowning sometimes in
A
testosterone.
little bit.
I bet it's fun though.
Yeah. It is fun. It is a very
You know
fun
what
hobby.
though? Boys, the male brain is so different. I know you've seen those memes, or is memes even the cool thing to say? I don't know.
I'll check.
Reels. Have you seen the one where the girl asks her husband, "What are you thinking about?" And he says nothing.
Yeah.
He says, "This is my nothing box. I'm thinking I'm in my nothing box." And she's like, "What do you mean?" I'm not thinking about anything. There's nothing going on up there. And I'm convinced that they're able to think of nothing. But I don't get it. And I'm not a worrier or an overthinker, but I'm always thinking about things that have to be done, and I'm a multitasker, so I like to get things done ahead of time. So I'm always doing that. I'm always in that mode. But for people just to be able to think of nothing, like there's nothing, it's like just you're in just a blank room. What is that like?
I don't know. It's never happened to me.
You have relish to put away.
I have relish to throw away.
Oh, you don't know how long it was in there?
I don't know. I don't know when the offense happened.
And they don't know.
He doesn't really know. The other day, he doesn't pay a lot of attention to days of the week or months of the year or time even sometimes gets him. He'll say later and he meant earlier. You know, a little dyslexia of the time.
Cute.
He is very
So
cute.
what happened when you found out that Nolan was the one who ate in the bathroom?
It had been so many years by that time. It was like,
But he finally confessed.
yeah,
and
we're
it was
like,
me.
well, we knew it was you, buddy. Thank you for the closure. We knew.
Well, I love it. I hope that you keep up with
I never will not have content.
I love it. And I'm going to start documenting when I find crackers in the refrigerator. And I mean, it's every day. Every day. And you know what Mac will do, like I said, he's a cleaner. So he absolutely helps with the household stuff. But if he unloads the dishwasher, I don't know where things are going to be. And I'll find things in the strangest cabinets. But I don't complain because he unloaded that dishwasher.
Yeah.
And, you know, my cheese grater is not in the pantry, though. I will say that. He does put it in the kitchen area.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that.
Well, the thing, and I know I haven't shown my floor plan to anyone, but the pantry is a whole room here.
Mhm.
It goes behind the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
There are 2 doors,
Yeah.
and in and out. It's not an easy way
Mhm.
to, or a
Yeah.
lazy option.
Yeah.
It
it's
really took some work.
Let me tell you what drives me nuts. Tell me if your boys do this. We drink almond milk at my house. And so, you know, we have these little, are they half gallons,
Mhm.
you know? And so I usually buy 2 at a time. And there'll be one open and it may be half full.
You're going to have 2 open.
He's going to open that other one.
Yeah, he is.
He's not even going to check to see if there's one open. He's going to open that other one. And I don't have a way to explain the rage.
We do that with
It's
ketchup here.
so weird.
Yeah.
Oh, why does that bother
I don't
me?
know.
They're both going to get drank.
Yeah.
But boy, does it bother me.
Bothers me too. There's an order.
Why are we doing
You
this?
are throwing caution to the wind, and
He does it with everything. He does it with soap, toothpaste. He does it with everything.
does he
like
have
he
no
uses it.
sense of process?
No, but boys don't think.
No, they don't.
They don't think. They just, oh, here's one. This is what I need. It doesn't matter if there's one open. This one is here at my disposal. I'm going to open it and use it.
Yeah.
And that's what he does.
Mm.
Bless his soul. And I'll tell him, don't open that pack of lunch meat because you had to finish that other one. And I don't want to be your mama, but I don't want to waste the lunch meat.
Right.
You know, it's
There's
expensive.
an open pack of lunch meat in there, sir.
But you know, he works hard and I don't have to work.
We
And
love him
so
for that.
I just eat it, Lindsay. Just shut up and move on. That's what I do.
Yeah.
I try to remind myself that of all the things that God looks over that I do. So relish in the pantry is not that big of a deal.
No, it's not.
It's just not. So,
and I don't know if you caught at the end of my video that I looked and laughed because Wyatt had been standing at the other entrance of the pantry, so he heard it all. But Nate didn't know I was videoing or the pantry. He knows now, and he said he knows I posted. He knew he was fine with it.
His little face.
And I looked at Wyatt, and he's just dying laughing because Nate was concerned that I was gonna lose it, and I haven't lost it in a long time. It's been a minute since I.
When you lose it, when they push you to that and you lose it, do they all look at you like you're the problem, like you're crazy because you're losing it, but they don't understand they pushed you to that?
No, they definitely know because I will give warnings. And I'll say it like this, and this is when they really get concerned. Usually, I don't have to go to the next phase, but look, guys, I have asked you over and over to help me, and you're choosing not to. So the next thing that comes is not going to be pretty. So y'all can get it together.
Yeah,
y'all help me, or we can do it the other way.
Do they normally abide by?
Oh yeah, we have to usually get to some form of strong reminder of a consequence, you know?
Yeah.
But you really just find the things they love and take that away.
Yeah, that was my next question. What are the consequences for your boys? Because you can't spank them; they're bigger than you. It's not an option.
Well, it's always the things they love. So the phones are more of a problem for me if they don't have their phones because I can't see where they are, whatever.
Yeah.
But they all have some kind of, I call them Nintendos. They're not,
but that's what I would call them.
Yeah. Too. They're Xboxes, PlayStation.
To me, that's all the same thing.
It is. And it's not. And they're not. Here's the kicker. You and I want to play a game 1v2, 1v1, 1v me versus you. Like we used to.
Versus, because I didn't know what the V.
That's new terms. Okay, 1v1.
I didn't know what the V meant.
Very, you get it. Get with it.
Okay, I'm trying.
So you cannot do that on these gaming systems that cost so much more than our little baby Nintendos costed.
We still have a Nintendo.
We do too.
It's one of like the old school ones with the games.
To blow on that game real good.
Oh, I don't know anything about this world of games.
Yeah. It's definitely different. It's mainly you don't even have to buy the game anymore. It's all like Netflix. It's a Game Pass. Yeah, you pay a subscription.
But you have like a little head earphones.
Yeah.
and you talk to people. You have a little mic.
Yeah. And
so cheesy.
Ask me how I know. Weird. But if you have parental controls on these accounts, they will flag the things you say to other friends.
Oh. I can imagine how you know.
Yeah, I do. I do know.
There should be a camera crew here.
I mean, I'm going to start just documenting the things in my brain. I'm going, what do you mean? What do you mean? I'm just going to video it.
Yeah. It's good content.
Sure.
I think I should too. Our house is very chill because it's just us three. Nobody plays Nintendo. We have it. It's there. Savannah watches a lot of Bluey. I love Bluey.
She's still a little.
She's a baby.
One.
She's a baby. She'll be 8 next month. But
and you get to with just having one. They stay a little longer, I think, because I heard it described. It was so accurate. The youngest child knows as much as the oldest brother's friends.
Oh, wow.
So poor Nate the Great.
Yeah.
Because when Ashley and I got married.
He's doing the best.
Yeah, he's surviving.
Man, is he surviving. And I'm sure they pick on him.
All the time.
Bless his heart. And he seems so gentle.
He is gentle.
Very mild-mannered.
Yeah. He's got a little bit of a tongue on him, though. He's sharp. He can be very witty.
He has to be.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Savannah's very sheltered. There's things that other kids in her class know about or talk about that she has no idea. Like, we don't watch movies that have, like, any ugly words. Hell is where the devil lives. She doesn't understand that that's also an ugly word. So she's now she does know what weed smells like. And every once in a while she'll say, I smell drugs.
How does she know?
We went to Nashville one weekend, the three of us. It was last Christmas. We went to Nashville, and we stayed in just a normal hotel. It wasn't like a rundown hotel or like the nicest, just, a mid-grade hotel. I think it was like a Marriott or something like that. Anyway, somebody in our hotel smoked a lot of dope that weekend. And so when we would get off the elevator, it would just hit you in the face. And so we would say, oh, somebody's smoking weed. And she caught on to that. And now she understands that smell. So we were walking through the Walmart parking lot, which that's torture anyway. And a car passed us that smelled like drugs. And so she announced to the parking lot that she smelled drugs.
Wow.
Yeah. It's quite hysterical, but it's probably going to get me beat up one day.
Right. No, 100%. Do the eye thing. It'll help.
We're starting something. There's going to be people like, I was trying to say hello to this woman. She looked at me real crazy. I was just trying to say hello.
It's, I think we use it when we have to.
I think you could use it with your boys.
I'm going to try.
When they're getting a little out of hand, just, or when something is left in the pantry that shouldn't be there, just look at them all like this. I don't know, like look at them like you're crazy.
Experiment with it a little bit.
I want to too.
Logan did tell me that if he's attacking somebody, if he's made up his mind,
okay,
and they look at him like that, 100%.
It throws you off your mental game. You're not ready for that.
No, because they're expecting you to smile and
be all genteel. Yeah,
not be noticed.
Yeah. Well, when I pass people like on the walking trail, I am bad to not even look up, just straight ahead, because I'm trying to breathe.
Well, they say to look at them so that at least in their mind they're going, well, she can absolutely identify me.
Yeah.
Don't be so, I don't want to do anything that you can't even describe them.
You know what's funny is when I was growing up, and I grew up here in Trinity, danger never crossed my mind. That, my mom, I'm in the middle of 5 kids, and so in the mornings or in summertime, we would just be outside. I mean, my mom didn't let us come in and out of her house, so we would be outside and gone all day, and I don't ever remember having to check in, or we were just gone playing. I would never let Savannah do that. She's allowed to go in the backyard. It's fenced. She can go in the backyard if she takes the dog with her. Not that whatever. Right. But he's scary looking. So I make her take him, and he loves being with her. He'd follow her to the end of the world and back. But I just never had to worry about anything when I was growing up. And now, so different.
Do you think it's different, or do you think we just know about it more?
I think we know about it more.
Yeah.
But
highlighted
because of social media, but the world is just meaner. It's so mean. And there was a time when, I feel like you could depend on other people to kind of keep an eye out for your kid, but those days are gone. I remember growing up at Trinity Baptist, and I remember that other mothers could fuss at you if you were acting ugly, and you knew that. So you didn't act up, especially if you knew the people you were around knew your mom and daddy. Because they would say, I'm going to tell your mom and daddy the way you're acting. We don't do that anymore. And so I think we've lost the sense of that community, of everybody knows everybody. Especially I went to West Morgan. I went to church at Trinity Baptist. We live in Trinity. So just that sense of community is gone. I mean, we know our neighbors, but,
And COVID, whatever we had left, COVID just completely. I don't even know my neighbors well. I mean, I know these because they're my mother and father-in-law.
Yeah.
I know them very well. But there's, I just waving hi, and that's a shame. I should know them more.
Yeah. We know our neighbors. We speak to our neighbors regularly. But see, COVID, I was social distancing before it was cool. You know what I'm saying? I've never really been like a touchy-feely person. Let's hug it out and be BFFs. Jesus has done a work in my heart. I used to just not. I was just very side eye with people. God's worked in my heart on that, and I don't want to be that way. I don't want to be skeptical of everyone, but I don't want to be naive either. So,
Yeah. Well, I will just keep reminding you that people are going to attack you.
Okay.
And that should keep you pretty level.
Okay. And now that we've spoken it out loud, our phones have heard it, I'm sure I'll be like bombarded with videos about self-defense.
No worries.
Yeah.
No worries. Coming off of Grow, we realized and had a response of kind of what we're talking about with the lack of community. It's even in our church.
Oh, yeah.
Our church is, the church being a whole. So we're starting a discipleship program at our church. How cool is that?
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Flourish, playing off of Grow.
Yeah.
It goes.
Yeah, and it's springtime, which is perfect timing.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I can't wait. The women that are excited about it is so cool.
Yeah, of all ages. That's what I think is so amazing. Is we have young girls in their early 20s, and then we have women in their 70s and 80s.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
And the goal is to eventually, or at some point, be what the Bible describes in 1 Timothy, 2 Timothy. I found the verse where it talks about the older women teaching.
Titus.
Is it Titus?
Titus 2.
Starts with a T, I know. It does start. It has a T in it for sure.
Is it Titus 2? Yeah, older women likewise are to be reverent in their behavior, not malicious gossips nor enslaved to much wine, teaching what is good, so that they may encourage the younger women to love their husbands, to love their children, to be sensible, pure, workers at home, kind, being subject to their own husbands, so that the word of God will not be dishonored.
Yeah, so I had a lady last night say, well, because she's older, she's just probably in her 50s. And she said, well, I'm not ready to disciple anybody. I need to be discipled. I was like, absolutely.
Yeah.
I said, I know that we've missed it for so long that there's just because we're older doesn't mean we're necessarily mature.
And I think
in the word.
And I think I hate to I'm not blaming COVID, but I do think COVID put a halt on a lot of things. And we got out of that meeting together for a while. And so maybe we didn't grow so much.
Yeah.
So we didn't have each other to sharpen one another. So this is going to be good. I'm excited.
Me too.
I'm ready to be paired up with somebody.
Me too.
And I want to be discipled because I got a lot to learn.
I know. Me too. So excited. And we've talked about just in our group of friends that it still blows my mind that we were all praying individually for godly friendships.
Yeah.
And the lie that, they already have their group or they already have their group. That wasn't true.
No.
And it was keeping us isolated. And the group is open to whomever.
Yeah.
You have to be a lady.
Yeah.
No boys allowed. Born that way and maintained. Why do I have to say words that are not necessary? We just read this.
I started it though. That's my fault.
I do not know when to stop. I'll go down. We're going down.
Listen to me. This is my problem. If I see an opportunity to say something funny, even if it's a little inappropriate, I'm probably going to say it. I can't help myself.
And that's why
we need
somebody to say, to admonish us so that the
malicious gossips
may not be.
And we're not enslaved to much wine.
No.
Completely sober.
We got that. We've got that.
Yeah.
But no, we were joking about, or not joking, I was not joking, but in Proverbs where we can really sum it up to keep your house in order, keep your children in line, don't nag your husband, and shut your mouth.
Yeah.
And you'll be doing pretty good.
Well, it's funny because I tell Savannah the same, so many times I can see God and His commandments in the things I tell Savannah.
Yeah.
I don't even realize that the two have overlapped. But I tell Savannah every day before she gets out of my car at school, keep your mouth shut. Keep your hands, feet, and objects to yourself. And be kind, be a good friend. So will you start calling me in the mornings and telling me, Lindsay, I need you to keep your mouth shut, keep your hands, feet, and objects to yourself, and be a kind person?
Absolutely.
I mean, what if we would all live by that?
Yeah.
What a better world we'd be in. And but the Bible also says that we will have to give an account for every idle word. Do you know how many idle words I've spoken in 40 years, and I've still got life to live?
Yeah.
What? And I've gotten better. But man, I still say so many, especially at home. Why is our family the ones we say ugly things to more than anybody? Or not ugly, but just not
Necessary.
Not necessary. Oh, and I heard this lady say the coolest thing the other day. She said, how did she put it? She was talking about when you speak to your husband, there's a fool and a king inside of him, and the one you speak to will grow.
Oh my God.
Oh, and that I've not been able to forget about that. What am I? And even with Savannah, what am I speaking to in her? Like, am I encouraging the good qualities that she has, or am I pointing out the bad qualities?
I thought about that this morning because on Tuesdays and Thursdays, Nolan drives to school. And I'm not quite ready at 6 to be the kindest with words. I still have some morning in me to get warmed up.
Mm-hmm.
And he did something really dumb, and I don't remember what it was. And then he did something good that he had improved on. And at that moment, I was like, okay, I'm going to point out. I said, your stop was much better today. And he said, you're not going to talk to me about the other? And I said, your stop was much better today.
We're pointing out the positives.
Yeah, because it wasn't like a life or death.
Yeah.
It was just, he was making me car sick. I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
It's very not smooth, but he's a baby. He's a baby.
Yeah. Have you seen the thing on the internet that says be kind to your parents? This is their first time doing it too. Yeah. Like, oh man. But this is the first time Savannah's ever lived and ever been 7. And first time she's experiencing a lot of things. And me too. And we're growing up together. So I try to remember that God has been so gracious and so kind. And God never condemns me for when I mess up. He doesn't do that. That's the way we should treat, especially the people that live in our house.
God has allowed me to see my parents and my childhood through a lens of understanding and grace more. And I'm just talking about like this year. It's very recent. And because who of us don't have things where we're like, man, even as a parent, I'm like, but man, I think they were doing the best they could. And that was their first time doing it.
Yeah.
And I do think they would do things differently now. Knowing what they know now, I do. So I can see the things that I'm grateful for, even if it didn't look like I think it should have, or like I would do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would go back and redo thousands of things in Savannah's life if I could. But I know I was genuinely doing the best for her that I could. She may look back in 20 years and say, you were a horrible mom. But I'm thankful for that grace. I don't have to be perfect all the time. Just God accepts us the way we are.